at war, and I am fighting for all of the broken people, all of the people thrown overboard. They always try to shame us, but they don't speak the language. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. Fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is gone mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is gone mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. They say that I'm reckless, because I'm relentless. They spit on my face and curse on my name and taking my life in vengeance. Yeah, you can try and blame us and try and take what's sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. Fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is gone mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is gone mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. It's time that you know. It doesn't matter if the world is gone mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Red alert, time, shine a light down on the front line. We're lucky to have got this far, and that it's not worth fighting for. The words are written on the wall. Come on and fight back. No starting over again. We'll take it right back from the ones where again it's time to rise up, even though they left us for dead. This is our last stand. Take a chance now and draw a line in the sand. It's in our hands now. No living with regret. It's time to rise up, even though they left us for dead. This is our last
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying.
And now, WWE presents the Entertainment Spectacular, WrestleMania.
And welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones and
Sean Mansfield, and it's that time of year again. It's WrestleMania.
yes, for the 35th time, the WWE welcomed us to WrestleMania. So we have 16, yes, you heard me right, 16 matches to go through. So let's not waste anyone's time. During our pre-show, we will mention this. We had 3 matches on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
1 match was added to it during the kickoff show, however. So we will mention it when we get to that one.
Yeah.
But starting things off, Buddy Murphy would defended what has jokingly become known as the pre-show championship
It always known as the Cruiserweight Championship.
against Tony Nese.
Who is actually from New York.
And after a back and forth match and a knee to the face when Buddy Murphy was in the turnbuckle or sitting down at the corner, Tony Nese picked up a free count to become the Cruiserweight Championship and would retain the championship on 205 Live.
He would indeed.
Next we had the Women's Battle Royal, which featured 17 women.
And those 17 women were.
Well, Carmella would win this match after it looked like Sarah Logan had won it after eliminating Asuka. However, Carmella was hiding around. But the order of elimination was as follows. First to go was Maria Canales.
Next to go.
We had Nikki Cross.
Third to go.
There was Candice LeRae, who came from NXT.
Fourth to go.
Was Naomi. Then we had the returning Ember Moon, who had missed action since the Royal Rumble.
Correct.
Then we had Ravison Lana. Then we had Kylie Shane be eliminated, also from NXT.
Right.
Next, we had 2 of the 3 members of the Riot Squad go back to back, with Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan going. Next was AJ Vega.
Obviously, fighting with my family reference.
Selena Vega, yes. Then Dana Brooke went, followed by Mandy Rose. Mickie James was then eliminated, which left Sonya Deville, Asuka, and Sarah Logan. Sonya Deville was eliminated, if I remember shows correctly, by Asuka, and then Asuka was subsequently dumped out by Sarah Logan, which resulted with Carmella sneaking back in and getting rid of Sarah Logan. Next, we had the match, which was added to the kickoff show. It is a match which we said would happen, it just wasn't clear as to whether it would be on the main card or not. And that is the Raw Tag Team Championship match between The Revival and Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Now, everyone talks about the undefeated streaks of Asuka and Goldberg. However, one streak which is not so good would be the losing streak of Kurt Hawkins. Going into this match, Kurt Hawkins had a 269 match losing streak.
Yeah, quite big.
However, that would that end here? Well, we have good news. It did, because after some back and forth and dominating facts by the Revival, Kurt Hawkins pretended to be unconscious and caught Scott Dawson in a roll-up to get free count and become new tag team champions, and for the first time in 10 years, as a tag team, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder are tag team champions.
Once again.
So, we can take this as a message. Das Wilder, even if some idiot does decide to get involved in the Hall of Fame ceremony, if you give him a punch, we'll take the titles off of you. No, I highly doubt that's why they did it, but try to lighten the humour sometimes.
But now, let's move on to the main match card.
Hold it. Before we went to the main match card, we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, yeah.
In which Braun Strowman, as we kind of predicted he would win by lastly tossing out the Saturday Night Live boys in Colin Jost and Michael King. However, the order of elimination went as follows.
Take it away.
Curtis Axel, Vince Dario, Tyler Breeze, EC3, Shelton Benjamin, Bo Dallas, Heath Slater, Titus O'Neil, who actually managed to make it there without slipping. No, wait, Jose. Carl Anderson, Rhino, Bobby Roode, Glenn Metallic, Kalisto, Chad Gable, Connor, Victor, Luke Carlos, Otis and Tucker, Jinder Mahal, the returning, and this wasn't quite the best way to feature him, Luke Harper, Mustafa Ali, simply known these days as Ali, Apollo Crews, Andrade Cien Almas, simply known as Andrade these days, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, who would pick themselves right back off as we'll get into in a minute. And then it was the two Saturday Night Boys. With this year's Andre the Giant was basically a joke.
Pretty much.
But it's really been a joke since the first one. So now we go into the main roster of the main match card. So Wrestlemania opens up with Alexa Bliss coming out to the ring, basically saying that she can do anything with a snap of her fingers.
Who does Alexa Bliss think she is? Banner?
And then comes out Hulk Hogan. Now, we all know that 5 years ago, Hulk Hogan made a complete botch of the name of the arena.
And he did it again, but this time humorously.
Yes, and he made a joke about the whole Silverdome thing at when they were at the Superdome. However, this time he called MetLife Stadium MetLife Center.
Oh no!
So after a promo of basically gibberish Hulk Hogan style, and posing with Alexa Bliss, Paul Heyman comes marching down to the ring.
And
Basically says that if Brock Lesnar is not going to be the main event, then they're not going to hang around all night, and that the Universal Championship match will take place right now. So Brock Lesnar comes out, Seth Rollins comes out, and just as Seth Rollins is about to get into the ring, he's attacked by Brock Lesnar.
And the bell had not even rung at this point, bear in mind.
Brock Lesnar F5s Seth Rollins outside of the ring and basically beats him up for 5 minutes.
Before eventually throwing him in the ring and the match is underway.
Yes, we had a few bits with the knees in the corner. We had 3 or 2 suplexes.
Suplex City.
Lesnar went for the F5. Rollins managed to get out of it, push Lesnar into the referee, which caused the referee not to get knocked down, but to briefly go flying out of the ring, which would introduce Brock Lesnar to a low blow.
And then Seth Rollins thought, I'll hit this with 3 curb stomps.
Yeah, so then it was a super kick, and then it was Curb Stomp City with one curb stomp in which Brock Lesnar tried to get up, almost got up from immediately. A second curb stomp and Brock Lesnar got back up almost slowly to his knees. A third curb stomp, which when I was watching it, I thought, okay, he's going to be caught into an F5 this time. But oh no, A third curb stop kept him down, and all it took was a 3 count, and Seth Rollins burned down Suplex City to become the new, reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion. The Beast Slayer, Seth Rollins.
Congratulations to Seth Rollins.
Now, people can say all they want that it wasn't a clean victory. Seth Rollins used the low blow, but in my opinion, and in the opinion of a well-liked YouTuber by the name of Good Mic Work, that low blow is more than cancelled out by Brock Lesnar beating up Seth Rollins outside the ring before the match had even started.
True point indeed.
And we thought that Goldberg beating Lesnar in 1 minute and 26 seconds was bad. Rollins beat him in 2.5 minutes. And this marks the second time at WrestleMania that Seth Rollins has taken the championship off of Brock Lesnar.
It is indeed. Match number 2.
We go to SmackDown for AJ Styles against Randy Orton, Mr. Independent against Mr. WWE.
And this match was being commentated by Jerry the King Lawler.
Yes, there were certain matches which will have 8 different commentators, and we'll tell you which matches those were. But this was a decent match. Maybe a slight disappointment, but not every match can be perfect.
Right.
But Randy Orton would attempt the RKO on several occasions and not get it. The ending of the match saw what I believed might have turned into the same spot we saw on SmackDown, where with AJ Styles going for the phenomenal forearm.
But it ended up being countered on SmackDown, but it didn't happen this way at WrestleMania.
No, because this time Styles managed to hit the forearm and get to 1, 2, 3.
Making my loss at WrestleMania official.
Staying with SmackDown, the Usos defended the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Aleister Black and Ricochet. Yes, those two pop up again.
They also defended against The Bar,
and Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura.
always known as Nakamura Day.
No, these fatal, just like we said before with the NXT Women's Championship match, Fatal 4-Ways are chaotic. They're even more chaotic when they're tag team Fatal 4-Ways.
Oh, absolutely.
But in the end, it was a super kick and the double Superfly Splash, shout out to a family member, onto Sheamus that managed to win the match for the Usos, and they retained the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It's just a shame that this would only extend their reign by 2 days, because on SmackDown they would defend their titles and lose them to the Hardy Boys.
Making the Hardy Boys 8-time champions.
And making it so that the Hardy Boys have won the World Tag Team Championships, the Raw Tag Team Championships, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and the WCW Tag Team Championships, as well as tag team titles in Ring of Honor and TNA.
Yes, so our next match had a very personal, rivalry in it.
Yes, Shane McMahon turned on The Miz after the Fastlane match,
Literally out of nowhere. Oh wait, that's my shit.
and then they would compete at WrestleMania. Falls count anywhere. At the beginning of the match, Shane McMahon would dominate The Miz, which by itself just sounds stupid thing to say, but that's why they decided to put it out, prompting The Miz's father to get involved, only for Shane to go after him yet again.
And he even, the Miz's father even dared Shane to fight me instead of the Miz.
But they would fight out through the crowd.
Yeah.
The end of the match, in classic Shane McMahon fashion, he took a suplex from a 15-foot camera stage onto a platform below. However, Shane landed on top of The Miz, which made the referee count The Miz's shoulders to the ground, which means that whilst not properly, technically, Shane McMahon won the match.
On a technicality.
Next, we go to another Fatal 4-Way match with the Boston Hug Connection defending the Women's Tag Team Championships against Beth Phoenix and Natalya, Nia Jax and Tamina, and the Iconics in Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Now
this was quite chaotic.
As always, however, I thought they might, simply as a tribute type situation, put the titles on Natalya and Beth Phoenix, maybe just for a while. However, they nearly did that, or it looked like they nearly did that, when Beth Phoenix hit Bayley with the Grand Slam from the second rope. Only for Peyton Royce, one of them, to tag themselves into the match, get Beth Phoenix out of the ring, and get the cover, and make WrestleMania iconic.
Yeah, and this past week on SmackDown, they made an open challenge for their women's tag team title,
in which he defended against a bunch of jobbers.
pretty much.
But Beth Page, who did commentary in this match, said she will be bringing a team to SmackDown next week, which involves a Superstar Shake-Up, which, by the way, we may be doing a special show for.
Maybe indeed, correct.
So, sticking with a sort of SmackDown theme at the moment, it is time for the WWE Championship match with the new Daniel Bryan defending against Kofi Kingston.
Now, Kofi Kingston had the New Day in his corner,
And Daniel Bryan had Rowan. Now, as you can imagine, Rowan did get involved in this match to stop Kingston from going after Bryan on the outside. And then Big E and Xavier Woods would get rid of the Rowan incident.
with the Midnight Hour on the outside. Ouch.
Then Kingston and Bryan got back into the ring. Bryan performed the running knee for a near fall. Bryan then put the label lock onto Kofi Kingston, but Kingston was able to escape.
Yeah,
And then Trouble in Paradise,
was connected.
and it would spell the end of the eco-friendly WWE Championship reign of Daniel Bryan.
And WrestleMania became Kofi Mania.
Which means that Kofi Kingston is the 30th Triple Crown champion winner. He is the 20th Grand Slam champion and the first African-born WWE champion.
Absolutely a massive milestone for Kofi Kingston to achieve.
Also, it meant waving goodbye to this eco-friendly WWE Championship because the New Day presented Kofi Kingston with the leather, proper, golden design of the WWE Championship.
So, the next match was also for the United States Championship.
Yes, this could have given us our 21st Grand Slam champion. However, blink and you'll miss it. Samoa Joe defeated Rey Mysterio in 1 minute. I'm not going to say more than that.
Pretty much.
Other than the fact that this match may have been changed because of an injury Rey Mysterio picked up in his match with Baron Corbin on Raw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next we had the big dog Roman Reigns go on with the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre.
Now, this match, as we expected, was brutal.
Yes, but it didn't feel like WrestleMania. It felt like a match they could have done on Raw, and unsurprisingly, Roman Reigns won the match.
Following a Superman punch and a spear.
Now, next, we had a concert with Elias,
Yeah,
which was interrupted by the Doctor of Thugonomics going back to his 2003/2004 gimmick, in which some words were exchanged, and Elias was hit with not an attitude adjustment, but an FU.
yeah,
And-
a five-knuckle shuffle.
And as if that wasn't bad enough, the next night on Monday Night Raw, when Elias tried again to do his concert, he made a very bad choice of words, saying the next person to interrupt him is a dead man.
And then the whole known, we heard the gong of the Phenom.
The Undertaker would come to the ring, and Elias, in a very poor choice of segment of decision making, decided to stick around, eat a boot, eat a chokeslam, and a tombstone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Next we go to No Holds Barred.
Which is Triple H and Batista.
Now this match had the stipulation that if Triple H lost, he would be forced to retire from in-ring competition. Batista would slip once he came to the ring ropes and try to get into the ring.
Which is one of the most funniest things I've ever seen.
Yes, we had chair shots. We had a toolbox.
We even had brutal moments in the match as well.
Yes, where Triple H decided to rip out, and I say that term very loosely because I highly doubt they would do that in real life, Batista's nose ring.
match came down in order. This match was commentated by Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels.
Who, being friends with both of them, especially when Batista was in his face, was like, hey, this has nothing to do with me and you. And then Ric Flair would appear.
From out of nowhere. Again, that's my stick.
Batista had a sledgehammer in hand. Ric Flair would throw one to Triple H, and it looked like Triple H had been taking lessons from Roman Reigns.
By using the steel step and Superman punch Batista in the face with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, so it literally looked like a Superman punch sledgehammer that then went into a pedigree. 1, 2, 3. But Triple H wins and keeps his England career intact, and just a few hours after this, Batista would announce his retirement from England competition / sports entertainment, which means he can go back to being Drax the Destroyer and several other people in the world of Marvel, aka Guardians of the Galaxy, and whatever else he wants to make.
Yeah.
I am not going to go into detail here, but Mr. Waiterman decided to beat Kurt Angle in Kurt Angle's farewell match.
Yeah.
Mr. Waiterman being Baron Corbin.
We might as well leave that.
Bobby Lashley defended the Intercontinental Championship against the Demon, Finn Balor.
Now, the Demon is capable of extraordinary things. At one stage, he even powerbombed Bobby Lashley in the middle of the ring.
Yes, this was after Leo Rush decided to at least try to get involved.
Until he fought against it.
So, after this powerbomb, we had the coup de grace and the 3 count, which means that Finn Balor is now a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. My only problem with this is that they gave Finn Balor the Intercontinental Championship at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, only to have him lose it the night after Fastlane. You could either have done this match, it could have kept the Intercontinental Championship on Bobby Lashley in the first place until the match here at WrestleMania, or you could have kept Finn Balor as Intercontinental Champion and still had him as the Demon. You did not need to do this match by having Finn Balor win the championship from Bobby Lashley, and then Bobby Lashley win the championship back, only to lose it to Finn Balor again. I mean, this WrestleMania, quite frankly, was championship changing hands left, right, and centre.
Pretty much all over the place.
But that brings us to the main event.
And a history-making main event.
For the first time, a women's match would main event WrestleMania, and it would be winner takes all in the triple threat match for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Charlotte Flair was helicoptered into this match.
She was.
Ronda Rousey was played to the ring live by whatever group it was.
Yes, Jonah Jet, I believe, was doing Rousey Ronda Rousey theme tune.
And Beth Phoenix basically came out saying, I'm better than you both, but as she normally does. This match was chaotic. The triple threat matches are not quite as chaotic as Fatal 4-Ways, but they have their moments. We had a figure eight on Ronda Rousey, which was broken up by Becky Lynch. And they put Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey put Charlotte through a table.
They did.
Ronda Rousey broke her arm during this match, her hand I should say, during this match, and then the ending will probably feature on the next episode of Botchamania.
Yeah, quite probably so.
Because we shall do this. I'm not 100% clear of what happened, but it's in a way that was always meant to, from what I've been able to find out, be the ending of the match. Becky Lynch countered the Piper's Pit into a roll-up pinfall. However, one of Ronda's shoulders was not fully down either when the referee started the count or when it was a free count. It was one or the other. But in any event, it does mean that the winner of the match and Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions, Becky Lynch. Now, we are yet to find out, they may do it in a couple of weeks, or they may just leave them, whether the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships will be unified into one title is yet to be determined.
But we'll hopefully things will be cleared up within the next few weeks. But it appears that the man appears to be having a certain issue with one catwalk Lacey Evans.
Yes, at least they're doing something with her now.
So, that about does it for WrestleMania 35.
But join us possibly next week when we round up the Superstar Shake-Up. And then in a month's time, we bring you Money in the Bank.
Who will we be walking out with Money in the Bank? We will yet to find out. So until then, he's been
Reese Rock Jones, and he's been
John Randy Smith.
We hope you enjoyed WrestleMania as much as we did, and we'll do it all again next year.